everybody. How's everybody doing today? We have some things to get into. Okay? Guys, honestly, this is something that has been going on for a while, and every time I see it, it annoys the living crap out of me, because the black community is just a bunch of hypocrites. Okay? So it seems like recently many black people are pressed about the fact that black women are dating out more than ever now. And it's not just black men who are mad. There's also black women who are mad about it too. And it's honestly pathetic. It's pathetic and it's sad. And let me tell you why. Black men have been dating out for years, okay? And not only that, they've been bashing black women in the process. And we've let it slide. We have. I mean, these men continue to be successful. They continue to have huge careers, and they continue to have support from black women and black men sometimes. So we've let it slide. And black women, you know the pain that black women go through every single day. You know the abuse and the violence that we experience from black men every single day. So for you as a black woman to turn around and bash another black woman for dating outside of her race, when you know the problems we face when we date within our race, is pathetic to me. You're pathetic. But let's get into what sparked this conversation in the first place. Okay? Because this didn't just come out of nowhere. So, Dr. Umar went on an interview or a podcast, and he stated that he would never date or entertain a black woman who has had sex or mated with a non-black man before. Even if it was just one time. If a black woman has ever even kissed a non-black man, he will not date her. And he will not entertain it. And black men were behind Dr. Umar's message like this man was spitting the word of God. I've never seen so many black men rally behind a message before. Seriously. And it's so funny to me because black men will sit here and get mad when we date outside of our race. But you literally don't like us. It's like you don't want us, but you don't want anybody else to have us because you have some mentality that you own us. And because black women have the reputation of being race loyal, you find comfort in using us as a backup plan when Becky doesn't work out. And now that black women are dating out, black men are getting mad because there's no backup plan. There's no safe bed to fall onto when Becky doesn't work out. And that's funny to me. And what's crazy was hearing this from Dr. Umar. And here's why. I don't have a problem with Dr. Umar. I don't. I actually do find him entertaining, and I think that he has some good points on certain things. Okay, I actually do follow him on Instagram as well. But I think that Dr. Umar can only say so much because at the end of the day, he's not a black woman. And he's not the demographic of black women who are dating out. Because let's be real, most black women who are dating out are dark skinned. And I think when we have these conversations about black women dating interracially, we need to have these conversations with the actual women, not black men like Dr. Umar, okay? Because he doesn't understand. He's not a black woman. He's not a dark-skinned woman. He doesn't have our experience. And I think that when he talks about this stuff and he says, you know, snow bunnies never, and I can't date a black woman who has messed with a white man or a Chinese man, and he says all this stuff, he says it without actually getting to the real issue here. He doesn't get into the real conversation. Okay, you don't like that black women are dating out. Can you talk about why we're dating out? Because Dr. Umar, from what I've seen, maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I haven't seen it yet. But from what I've seen, I have never, ever seen Dr. Umar talk about the colorism that dark-skinned women face in the black community on a deep scale. I've never seen him do that, ever. I will see him get up on interviews and talk about how black women don't love themselves because they're wearing wigs, and how black women are pretty much traitors and we're portraying the black man because we're dating outside. But he doesn't actually get to the real issue. He doesn't actually want to talk about it. Because if we want to talk about it, let's talk about it. Yeah, black women are dating out more than ever right now. Yeah, majority of those black women who are dating out are dark-skinned women. Why are they doing that? Why are we doing that though? Can we talk about that? Huh? Dr. Umar, are you going to address the colorism that dark-skinned women face in the community? Because that's my issue here. We always love to point fingers and get mad and lash out, but then we don't actually like to have a sit down and truly gain understanding from the parties that we're talking shit about. Dr. Umar is sitting up in a podcast talking shit about black women dating out. And I promise you, he has never even asked a black woman why she's dating out. And he has never actually sat down and wanted to listen to understand her experience. And that's my problem. And I know he hasn't, because he makes comments like this. Black women are dating out more than ever because we were not getting love from black men, and we still don't. Especially dark-skinned women. This is no surprise. Our community is colorist as hell. Okay? As a dark-skinned woman who has standards, there's not a lot of options in the black community. There's not a lot of black men who can actually provide and actually give us a traditional family lifestyle, because a lot of black men are feminine, and a lot of black men do not have fathers in the home who can set an example for what a true provider is. A lot of black men grow up with single mothers, and they seek a partner who mimics their single mothers. And it leads black women to be masculine and to be independent and hard. And black women are tired of having to step into our masculine energy. We're tired of having to be independent when a man is right there. And then on top of it, we're tired of dealing with men who literally bash our skin tones every single day and make it known that dark skin is absolutely ugly to them. There's literally not enough black men who can provide for a black woman in a traditional way. And then on top of it, of the black men out there who can provide, there's not a lot who actually like dark-skinned women. And that is why black women and dark-skinned women are dating out. It's not coming from out of nowhere. I mean, black women have remained race loyal for the longest. Okay? We are more race loyal than black men. And I think we can all sit here and agree that in real life, when you talk to black women, most of them will sit here and say, I've only dated black men my whole entire life. But if you talk to black men, they'll tell you they swirled a little bit. That's our reality. And most black women, for years, we've felt comfortable staying within our race. We've never felt the need to go out, even when black men were treating us like shit. We decided to reason with you. We decided to communicate our problems so we could stay dating you. But black men did not listen. And it comes a time where we have to say it's enough. How many times are we going to keep explaining the same thing? You don't treat us right. And you don't love us. So we're going where we're appreciated. And until we're actually going to have a serious conversation about that, about the self-hatred in our community, I seriously don't give a damn about comments like, oh, well, I'm not going to really date a black woman who has messed with a white man before. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I simply don't give a fuck. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, you're deflecting and you're pointing fingers and you're not getting down to the real issue. But you see these black men, they will never get down to the real issue because that will lead them to take accountability for their own actions. That will lead them to look deep within themselves and look into the mirror and realize that they chased their own women away. Oh, but we don't want to talk about that, right? And another reason why I don't give a fuck, these black men, y'all don't have the same energy for black men who date out. You don't. Y'all don't. Y'all be friends with black men who strictly date out. Y'all idolize black men who strictly date out. Y'all literally listen to rappers and singers who are colorist as hell. And y'all don't give a damn. But you have all this energy when black women date out. It's hypocritical. And I'm sorry, but y'all can sit here and cry all you want. We don't give a fuck. Until y'all get to the real issue and take some accountability and start changing yourselves and start changing how you treat black women and how you treat dark-skinned women, we're going to continue to date out. And you're going to continue to cry about it. Okay? And, you know, it's not even just black men who are oppressed. Black women are also oppressed too. There's a certain group of black women who are oppressed about it. They're on Twitter scrambling right now. There are black women on Twitter literally saying things like, oh, well, the black women who date out are always the ones with bad wigs or stiff wigs. Wow. Okay. So, the group of women who are fighting so hard for the Crown Act are perpetuating the very bullying that initiated the Crown Act. Okay. That's funny. And it's pathetic. And this whole thing about black women who date out have stiff wigs or, have bad wigs. First of all, that's not true. That was a narrative black men created so they can shame black women for dating out. And black women, y'all just took after that narrative and ran with it. And now you use it against your own women. And it's pathetic. And it's not true. I know a lot of black women who date out, who have laid wigs. Okay? And I am one of them. Okay? I have a white boyfriend. And let me tell you something. My wigs be laid. Ain't nobody telling me shit. And y'all know. Y'all watch me in 4K. Seriously. On my podcast, I film on my iPhone in 4K. No filter. And that lace, you can't see it. You can't never see it. That lace is always laid. That hair is always slayed. Okay? Don't ever play with a kid. So, this whole, the black women who date out, they have stiff wigs. That's just you trying to dig at black women and trying to make fun of us and shame us. Because deep down, you're jealous.
Clock it.
You guys got to look at it like this, okay? These women spend thousands of dollars on surgeries so they can alter their bodies and have a BBL. And they spend thousands of dollars on lace front wigs. And they do all that just to only appeal to a group of men who will make them baby mothers and treat them like shit. And when they see black women who don't have to go as far as to get a BBL or don't have to buy the lace front wigs all the time, pull a successful white man, they're confused. Because in their head, they're thinking, I was told by society that if I get a BBL and if I wear a lace front wig, I'll be deemed as more valuable than other black women who don't have this stuff. But for some reason, the only type of men I can pull are dusty, broke black men. Meanwhile, the black women who are skinny and natural and wear their natural 4C hair sometimes or even have a stiff wig sometimes, those girls pull successful white men who give them princess treatment. And it makes me bitter now. You see what I'm saying? They can't fathom the fact that black women are being accepted for who they are. They cannot fathom the fact that black women are being praised for our natural state. Because they have been brainwashed by society to alter themselves to fit a certain beauty standard. But all it ever got them was black men who were never going to make them wives. So you see, it's all a jealousy thing. It's all a bitterness thing. Okay? They don't like that there are black women who don't have to get BBLs to get princess treatment and to be attractive to other races. They don't like that there are black women out there who can pull a white man with her 4C hair natural afro. They don't like that there are black women out there who can pull a white man with a synthetic wig on. Because they're spending thousands of dollars on their bodies to get BBLs. They're spending thousands of dollars on these human hair lace front wigs. And they're thinking, oh, if I do this, I'm deemed to be the jackpot. I'm deemed to be the prize already. And then when they realize that no other community is checking for that BBL and lace front besides black men, they're like, damn, this isn't fair. So this is why I say it's a jealousy thing. It's a bitterness thing. And it's not true. Black women like to say comments like, oh, black girls who date out have bad wigs or stiff wigs or nappy hair. They just like to say that stuff because they're projecting. They're projecting because society told them to change their bodies to fit a certain beauty standard. And all it ever got them was black men who made them baby moms. Meanwhile, you stayed in your natural state and you were accepted for who you are truly as a black woman. And you were accepted in your natural state by other races of men who not only accepted you, but also gave you princess treatment. And that is something that they want to have, but they can't have it. Because, you see, women will lash out on other women when they didn't get picked. Okay? We like to say the word pick me a lot. That word has been floating around a lot. How about we talk about the girls who weren't chose? Because those girls be the most dangerous ones in my opinion. And those are the same girls that'll bash black women for dating outside of their race. Because they wasn't chose. All they can pull is black men. They can't pull any other race. And it makes them mad because they wasn't chose. The only group of men they can pull are the group of men who are at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to systemic power and socioeconomic status. And it makes them bitter. Because they're seeing other black women who don't have to do too much and don't have to fall into European beauty standards, pull rich, successful white men, Asian men, or whatever, and get princess treatment in the process. So because they're watching you be chose, they're getting mad and lashing out on you because they wasn't chose. And they thought they were going to get chose because they invested so much into that BBL and that lace front wig. And they automatically believe that BBL and that lace front wig trumps or tops a black girl with a natural body and 4C hair. That's what they believe. Because that's what European beauty standards have told them. So they get really confused when they see white men long after natural black women in their natural state with their natural hair, with their 4C coils, and ignore the BBL girls with the lace fronts. Because let's be real, if you actually have ever been in spaces with like rich men of other races or just men of other races in general, even if you just have conversations with them, they will tell you, like, they're not into that BBL shit. That is a black man thing, strictly. Like, the BBLs, no. And men of other races, they love black women's natural hair. Like, my boyfriend loves my natural hair. He literally goes crazy every single time I have my natural hair out. Like, literally. And compared to black men, a lot of black men, in my opinion, they say they like natural hair when they're called out for being texturous, but in real life, I believe that black men prefer women with wigs on. And I've dated a few black men who have literally told me that they prefer me with wigs on than my natural hair. I feel like when black men say they like natural hair, they mean the loose curl patterns. They don't mean 4C hair. So, like I said, it's just a bitterness and jealousy thing, okay? It's like you're running for the Olympics, okay? And you're racing against another black woman. And, you know, you are just naturally fast. And the other black woman had to put in so many weeks of training. And she had to pay a coach. And she had to pay a personal trainer. She had to pay all these people just to make it to where she is. And just for her to be prepared for this race. And all you had to do was show up and you still beat her. Without all the extra investments. You know what I mean? So I can understand why they're bitter. But true, to be honest, they could just cry about it. I mean, shit, okay, if we have stiff wigs, fine, but you got a good wig and guess what? You're a baby mom. You got a good wig and you're fucking with a man who will never put a ring on it. You're fucking with a man who will most likely make you a deadbeat and make you go 50-50. So, I mean, guess where the good wig got you? I mean, it just got you with the group of men who create fucking dysfunctional families and become deadbeats. So. But all these negative comments coming from black women saying how, like, oh, you know, black women who date out or their hair is always messed up. It's just straight jealousy. They're jealous because they didn't get picked. They're jealous because they can't fathom the fact that there are black women who are getting chosen by other races of men without having to try so hard to fit into European beauty standards. I mean, seriously, I can pull a bunch of white men with my 4C hair out, and I can pull a bunch of white men with my wig on, and I can pull a bunch of white men with my braids or locks. It's whatever. But some black women, they can't pull other races of men. They can only pull black men. And they're pressed about that. Because deep down, they have an insecurity and feel like black women are the most undesirable to everybody. And the only group of men who actually find us attractive are black men. And when they see that there are other races of men who find black women attractive, it makes them feel a way because they're like, wow, that black girl got picked, but I didn't. What's wrong with me? How come other races of men like that black girl, but they don't like me? How come I only pull black men, but she pulls white guys, Asian guys, and all this stuff? What's going on? She has a bad wig and I have a good one. She has nappy hair and I have a laid slayed wig, and she gets to pull rich white men and all I get to pull is broke, bummy, black boys. Yeah, that's what they're thinking in their head. It's straight jealousy. It's straight jealousy. Like, I've literally experienced this in my real life. I used to be friends with a girl who literally used to shame me all the time for dating white men. Like, this was a light-skinned girl, by the way. And every time I would tell her I was going on a date and I would show her a picture of the guy, she would always be like, I don't know how you can date white men. Like, I just could never. And I'm like, girl, you don't even have to do that. You're a light-skinned black woman with loose hair. You can stay dating in the black community for the rest of your life and find love and find a provider real quick. It's not like that for me as a dark-skinned girl. So we don't have the same experience when it comes to dating in the black community. Therefore, you don't get to speak on who I date and shame me for it. And then she would also say stuff like, yeah, I don't know, it's just something like weird about like dating out. Like, I don't know, like it's just weird. Like, I just feel like other races of men, like, they're just weird and they can't handle us and da 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 da. And I'm like, girl, you're literally in a relationship with a man who makes you pay for dates and doesn't text you for what, 6-7 days of the week sometimes, and you're shaming me because I'm going on a date with a white man who will never, ever, 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 ever even show me a bill. You see what I'm saying? It's straight jealousy. You know? These black women, they see other black women getting treated like princesses from other races. And they're pressed about the fact that they cannot pull those men. And all they can pull is these dusty, broke black men. So they're going to project their insecurities and their jealousy onto you by making you feel like you're ugly or making you feel like you should be ashamed for dating out. When in reality, they're just mad they didn't get picked. And they're just mad that they're stuck with black men. And they're stuck with the treatment that black men have to offer. And all I can say is cry about it. All I can say is cry about it, for real. Simple as that. Cry about it. Cry about it. I don't care. Like, you're pathetic. You're pathetic. Like, these women will sit up here and talk about how black women, we always get made fun of for our hair. We always get made fun of for this. Okay. But then you turn around and make fun of your own women for the same shit. Okay. So, this is just a message to my black women out there, okay? If you choose to date out, do not let our community shame you. I think we're in some sort of plague right now where the community just cannot, like, they're not okay with the fact that black women are dating out. And what we are experiencing right now is them reacting to it for the first time. But we're seeing it in 4K because this is a social media era. And we're seeing their reaction because now they're seeing too many black women dating out. Before, it was a small number, so they weren't that pressed. But now they're seeing too many. And now they're crashing out. And I don't want y'all to be shamed into feeling like you have to only date black men. I don't want you guys to feel ashamed of dating out, especially as a dark-skinned woman. You better do that shit unapologetically. Okay? You don't owe anybody anything, especially our community. You don't owe them shit. You don't owe these black men shit. And you don't owe these self-hating black women shit. Because at the end of the day, these black men, they're still going to pick Becky over you. You're still going to be a backup plan. These black men, they're still not going to listen to you when you tell them that they have been treating you like shit for years. I mean, when I posted my video where I said, "Dear black men, this is why black women are dating out," if you look at my comments, all the black men deflected. Not one black man sat up there and said, "You know what? As a black man, I can understand where you're coming from. I hear you and I see you. And I acknowledge that this is a problem that we need to cover and we need to fix." Not one black man said that shit. Every single one deflected. Every single one. So you see, I've even come to learn over the past few weeks that these black men, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They want to see you suffer. And the thought of you finding happiness elsewhere without them makes them sick. They'd rather see you suffer with them than find happiness with other races of men, especially other races of men who have a higher socioeconomic status than them. That also hurts their fucking ego. I hope y'all know that. When black men see black women date out, one of the thoughts that they get is, damn, white men have everything. I mean, systemically, they have the power. They're at the top of the food chain. And now they're taking our women too. But there's something about seeing a group of men who beat you in socioeconomic status and systemic power take your women from you. That's why they're really mad as well. They're not going to say it because they don't want you to know that they have fragile egos, and they don't want you to know that they're insecure about the fact that they're at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to systemic power. But they are insecure about that. And them seeing men who systemically have more power than them, who automatically get more opportunities than them, also take their women as well, it makes them sick. But like I said in the beginning, until we are ready to actually have a real conversation about why black women are dating out, I could give two shits what Dr. Umar or any black man or black woman has to say about black girls dating out. And you all should never feel ashamed for dating out. If that is where you are getting love, if that's where you're getting happiness, be proud of it. Okay? So, I just wanted to make this video just to remind you all that you deserve love and you shouldn't be shamed into settling for less. Okay? And there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be very uncomfortable with the fact that you are getting more and that you are getting princess treatment, especially from other races. It's going to make a lot of people in our community uncomfortable because they already believe that you don't deserve that. But I'm here to tell you, keep making them uncomfortable. Keep doing it. Okay? But that's all for this video. I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys very soon. Until next time. Oh, slow down. Also, if you're new here, my name is Shakira, aka Barbie 2.0. And I don't know why you're not subscribed. I mean, babe, you come on now. I mean, if the video didn't sell you, maybe let me show my face. Yeah, I mean, you can't get enough of this face. I mean, baby, I know. I just know I'm a snack. Okay, I just know you wanna. Okay, so you might as well subscribe. But if you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed my commentary, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell notifications. And I will see you guys very soon. Love you guys. Besos.